Well, folks, only nutty Democrats would be dumb enough to oppose President Trump's deportation plan, and that's the subject of the riff. Just before the election, the acting chief of Joe Biden's ICE released a letter to Republican Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez that said this: over 662,000 migrants with criminal records have been caught and then released into the country. But there's more. Over 15,000 of them were murderers convicted in their home countries. Hang on, more. 16,000 had been convicted of sexual assaults. And even that's not it. Other crimes included 100,000 assaults, 70,000 drug violations, 90,000 invasions of privacy, and 16,000 weapons offenses. Hat tip to Tip Insights for all those numbers. Bigger hat tip to President Donald Trump for appointing former ICE Director Tom Homan as his new border czar, who intends to make good on Mr. Trump's promised deportation plan. But there's even more. Last year, ICE reported, as of September 30th, 2023, there was 1,292,830 in the U.S. illegally who have had full legal due process, have received a final deportation order from an immigration judge, but they're still here. For this past fiscal year 24, estimates suggest the number has grown to 1.6 million. And yet, with all these extraordinary numbers of crime, sex, drug trafficking, including the fentanyl epidemic, including over 300,000 lost kids, and routine criminal gang attacks on police all over the country, you've still got crazy Democrats in places like New York and California and Massachusetts who say they will not cooperate with Trump and Mr. Homan. These are crazy people. California Governor Gavin Newsom says he's going to Trump-proof the state. Likewise, New York Governor Kathy Hochul. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey won't let her police take part in Trump's deportation plan. But you know, if you read the New York Post, you'd know that uniformed officers and their unions are thrilled at Mr. Trump's victory and his deportation plan. I'll bet you police all around the country agree with the New York Blue Line. For his part, Mr. Homan said to various New York City officials, you know, if you're not going to help us, get the hell out of our way. Spot on, Tom Homan. By the way, federal law is on his side. The Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act of 1996 added Section 287G to the original Immigration and Nationality Act. That authorized ICE to work with state and local law enforcement to identify and remove incarcerated criminal non-citizens who undermine the safety of our nation's community and the integrity of U.S. immigration laws, okay? Plus, under Section 212F of the Immigration and Nationality Act, the President of the United States has the authority to suspend the entry of certain non-citizens who the President finds would be detrimental to the interest of the United States. And despite howling from the usual liberal sources, Mr. Homan is likely to implement the deportation operation with common sense. Earlier this week, he mentioned that his priority will be public safety and national security threats, as well as illegals who have had due process. Last month on 60 Minutes, Mr. Homan said it's not going to be a mass sweep of neighborhoods. It's not going to be building concentration camps. He said, I've read it all, and it's ridiculous. The fact remains, Mr. Trump has repeatedly said he welcomes immigrants to the U.S. so long as they are legal. The president has said foreigners who graduate from U.S. colleges should get green cards. He has also said he wants the U.S. to be a magnet for the smartest people in the world. Think of a couple of million more Elon Musks legally entering our borders. And hopefully President Trump can build on his legal immigration reform ideas from his first term, ideas that were always blocked by a Democratic Congress. But when you think about the last 4 years and at least 10 million illegals crossing our borders, and perhaps the greatest crime and sex trafficking in our history, you know full well why something has to be done. Nutty Democrats who keep opposing criminal deportations or opposing remain in Mexico or opposing finishing the wall, well, they're going to lose by even bigger margins in the next election. And that's my riff.